anyway. This might be one of my best videos. I'm putting it out now that it might be one of my best videos. Check it out. Alright. You are your own dad, like they say. The son is the father and all that. The mother is the daughter. You are your own dad. You look at Jehovah, the sign too. IHBH. Really though. The mother, the father, the son and the daughter. You know what I mean? You are the one or whatever. However you want to look at it in any form. Since you are your own dad, you can look at this, right? Cosmic trajectories or astral trajectories. Every time you sling sperm, every time you ejaculate, it's basically because every time two people collide, two people are portals. So every time you do that with someone, and even if you're alone and you're doing that, you ejaculate. First of all, you're opening yourself up, and secondly, you basically creating all these possibilities if you're having sex with a person. You're creating all these, because if you're thinking a possible, like, oh, I could get this person pregnant, or I could get, all these things can happen. Since that thought is there and that seed exists, then that reality exists. So a piece of your energy is going to creating that reality. Every single time you let go like that, every time you lose an energy, every single time, you creating basically a cosmic trajectory through this portal, through this person, and creating a light, an existence that you can maybe come back through and come back to every single time you do that. And then you might go to sleep off of this because most dudes, right, they're just going to pass out most of the time after this. That's a death sleep pretty much. And every time you wake up in this body, you've reincarnated. So you basically reincarnate back to the same point, like, because that's what you're doing. You create a cycle every time you bust like that. You're creating a birthing cycle to where you shred yourself, come back to the same point that you're at when you wake up the next day, where you would be, just with less energy. So you have less, because energy, you know, it's just, that's what everything is produced from. So you have less raw sexual energy, and over the years you just keep doing that and spiraling and creating all these fragmented possibilities with all these different people and different things and different timelines in space, and you know, you just keep coming back with less and less energy each time. So let me tie these things together. This is going to be wild right here. Let me see how I get this done. Let's see how we get it done. Or you can look at a position, like as I'm looking at notes. Have you ever had sexual relations with a person, and then shortly after that, you part ways with that person, that they have a child with someone else? You think that your sexual energy had nothing to do with that child being produced so quickly after you, even if it was a year or 2 years. Because you got to understand these things, these seeds are planted long ago. And you know, a farmer's almanac, anything that's farming seeds of thought to that degree, consciously, it knows it's looking ahead. If you're looking in a time form, we're talking eons and things like that. That's why we're eating ourselves and selling ourselves. It's just like if I had a kid and it needed a kidney and I give it the kidney. It's just like, you know, it's the same thing. Like you're basically eating your own tail. So, alright, I'm going to keep it moving. So, again, you know, you're constantly losing when you do that. As the male, he's constantly losing and getting burnt out. In a relationship, the batteries, because the positive and negative, basically a positive and negative situation going on, the battery gets burned out because of the imbalance. So you can see it in a person. Anybody losing, constantly losing anything, constantly misplacing their keys, anything, you're losing. At some core level, you're losing something deeper than what you think you're losing. So, and then every time you want to regenerate from this ejaculation, you have to breathe. The breath is the first thing. And again, if you don't have, you're not holding as much water and earth in this region, you can expand your diaphragm and get more air into your lungs and get more blood and you get more oxygen to your blood, and your system will just run better. You live longer. So, all right, every breath is matter. Every time you ejaculate like that, you demand so much iron or so much blood to regenerate, and the breath is the first fuel to do that. Since every breath is matter, you basically shift the existence every time you breathe, and every time you do that, you create these holes in your body and in our existence in general, to where people can come in and out, or entities, I shouldn't say people. And it's like a mantra, like people saying I love you, it dulls it, it dulls it, it dulls it. You keep having sex and popping like that every single time, you just dull it, and it loses its value every time. So, you know, you got to look at that like that's your value, you know what I mean? At some point, really, like the energy that you bring to the table, that's your value. And if all you can bring to the table is raw sexual energy, you're nothing but a prostitute, regardless of what you're doing, you know. And anybody selling their body is the more you sell your body, the more prostitute you are, like I've said before. So, you know, when you're slinging, you know, when you're doing things like that with someone, again, like, you know, you want to keep it between the two of y'all as much as you can, you know. It's going to get out. People like to be around that energy. They like to expand on that energy. People like to be around couples and shit like that and all, you know what I mean? All those type of things. They want to get some of that and expand on it alchemically. So, yeah, that's one of my best videos. I feel like that was pretty cool, you know, tying things together like that. Oh, yeah, the last thing. Since everybody wants to make history, what do you want to make history for? For your son to remember you? No, you want to make history for you to remember you. So, yeah, chew on that.